Hi, this is Victoria Gallagher from HipTalk.com, and today I wanted to answer an email that I received from a customer who says he's been a big fan of mine for a while, and this has to do with basically when you have that feeling that there is somebody out there for you and you're doing everything in your power to try to get that person to fall in love with you. And this has been something that I have talked about in the past, but I'm going to go over it again and go in kind of a couple of other directions that maybe I've not covered before, so that this person that I'm addressing in this email, and I'll just leave them nameless because they don't know that I'm going to be doing a YouTube video for them, so I don't want to have there be any embarrassment or anything. Anyway, so this person writes that um, they've fallen in love with somebody that goes to their church. Now, they haven't had the courage to tell this person that they've fallen in love with them. Quote, he may not like me in return and at worst find me annoying. Okay, so I want to address that in a moment. They also go on to say, I've done everything that I could possibly do to get to know more about him. I was able to get his first name at least. I became like a stalker. And last Thursday was very devastating for me when I managed to get a hold of his account in Facebook. I found out that this very simple boy that I fell in love with has, the language barrier is a little bit off, so I'm not sure, but something to the effect of being a celebrity. And it hurt me a lot. All I wanted is to get him to love me and get to live a simple life together with him. I was very afraid of being caught in a controversial affair with him, but I love him. And I would like to get him to love me. If it would be possible, I would like to influence him to quit his career in showbiz and live a simple and happy life with me. That is what I want. So there's a couple things that I want to address in here. First off, the idea of being in love with somebody that you've never expressed that to, that you have never really met in person, is a little bit more, I'm going to say, kind of like a fantasy. It's more the idea of being in love with somebody, but not necessarily being in love with that person. So the very, very first thing that you would want to overcome is get that courage to meet that person and just spill the beans and let them know how you feel. See if you can strike up a conversation with them. See if you can get to know them in a non-stalker fashion. Nobody likes to be stalked, and nobody wants to know that you're kind of going behind the scenes and checking up on them. And that just kind of, even if it's not even about that person, but just for you and you alone, this is sending a message to your subconscious mind that you're not good enough, that you're not worth getting to know. If you're kind of, being very shy about your method and your approach of getting to know this person, you're basically telling yourself that nobody would ever really want to get to know me. And so the next, the first thing that I suggest to you is just to be yourself. Part of finding your soulmate and part of finding somebody that you want to get to know and spend a significant love relationship with, the first step to being able to do that is to love yourself. It's extremely important that you get to know and love who you are, because I can tell that there's a little bit of lack of self-love, lack of self-esteem, lack of self-confidence going on here because of your approach. Your approach is to kind of, you know, go and try and find out about this person without them even knowing that you're trying to find out about them. And this is just kind of coming from a lack of self-confidence that you are somebody that person would want to get to know on their terms. So that's the first thing, is you really want to start to find ways to love yourself. And there's a lot of different ways, a lot of different techniques that you can use, but you know, meditating on who you are and thinking about all of your good qualities that you're grateful for. Why would somebody want to be in a relationship with you? And start to really work on those things. Start to really find all the wonderful qualities that make you a desirable, wonderful person that somebody would want to spend time with. Now, the other thing that bothered me was that you want this person to change in order to be in a relationship with you. You want this person to, quote, stop pursuing their career in show business and live a simple life with you. And again, this isn't really love. This is something, you know, it's a fairy tale. It's a fantasy. It's something that, you know, you see this person from afar and you have an idea in your head of how you think that they are, and then you find out that they're not how you fantasized that they were. So now you want them to become the fantasy that you had in your mind, and it turns out that they're not that person. So now you want to try to get them to change and influence them in some way to become that person. Now, are there ways to influence people? Absolutely, you can influence, but you have to get to know them first, and you also have to do it from a place of integrity. Is this what they want? And so again, the theme here is that you're in love with this fantasy and this idea of falling in love with somebody that isn't even the person that you thought that they were in the first place. So again, I encourage you to get to know yourself and fall in love with yourself. And if you want to get to know this person and pursue this person, you know, find some overt ways to accomplish that. You're trying to do this in a very covert way, and you're trying to work some sort of magic, you know, behind the scenes to try to get this person interested in you, and that's just not coming from a place of real true love for that other person and for yourself. So work on yourself, work on empowering yourself, work on coming from a place of inspiration, not desperation, because that's where, to me, it sounds like you might be feeling a little bit, you know, desperate and trying to get this person to you know, to love you when they don't even based on your email, they've never even met you before. And the other thing that I would highly encourage you to do, if you're wanting to, obviously, you're single, you're alone, you are feeling lonely, you want to be in a relationship with someone. Maybe it's this person, maybe it's someone else. So my suggestion would be for you to start working on turning up your vibration. The first thing that I encourage you to do is, you know, make a list of all the things that are wonderful about you, that you're grateful for, and maybe do a little bit of meditation and see yourself, looking at yourself and complimenting yourself and telling yourself what a great person you are, and really starting to fall in love with yourself and believe it, and know that you can attract the right person into your life, but you got to attract yourself to fall in love with you first. Then the second thing that I would suggest is to turn up your vibration by visualizing yourself in a romantic relationship, meeting the man of your dreams. Now, maybe it's not this person that you're talking about. Maybe it's somebody else. And I want you to be as vague as possible. I want you to think about all the character qualities that you would be looking for in a romantic relationship. Somebody who is already the way that you want, and you don't have to change them in order for them to be in a relationship with you. Somebody who's already there. And there are people that are already ready for you, already the right way that you would need them to be. So if you're trying to change other people to fit your parameters, you're kind of coming from a place of lack. So I want you to come from a place of abundance and know that the universe wants you to be happy. And as soon as you can become, detached from this need to find someone and change them and make them fall in love with you, and you open up space within your heart and you learn to love yourself, then you're going to be on the right path for somebody to show up in your life and love you and become settled in that relationship that you would like to have. So those are my tips for you and for anybody else who might be watching and trying that approach of trying to get that one person to become what you need them to be in order to be in a relationship with you. I just encourage you to practice loving yourself and practice turning up your vibration and believing that there is somebody just right for you, already there, wanting to find you. So my name is Victoria Gallagher from HipTalk.com, and if you have not already signed up for my self-hypnosis step-by-step video training course, I highly recommend you come to my website. There's a link on the screen by now. And you can go ahead and sign up for your 8-day free video training course and learn everything that you need to know about learning self-hypnosis. I also, being that this is a relationship-oriented video, I have plenty of different kinds of relationship hypnosis MP3s and CDs on my website to help you to attract your soulmate, to help you to love yourself, and all kinds of things. So go to HipTalk.com and find out more about that. I'm Victoria Gallagher, wishing you a wonderful day. Bye now.